Welcome to the show. I want to start off by saying a special hello to my listeners in Chiba, Japan. How lovely to have you with me. Seems like every week I look and there's more of you there. I don't know if you're expats or people who actually are national to that area, but welcome. So happy to have you here. Today's topic is Archangel Jophiel. And I like it as we're diving further every time I cover an archangel. We're going further and further into ones you may not know about or not know much about. Eventually, we'll be covering ones you probably don't know about at all. And that's always a good thing too. But we're starting with the ones who are more well known. So Jophiel's name means beauty of God, or it's also my rock is God. And the name originates in Jewish and Kabbalistic lore, where she's regarded as a member of the cherubim, which is the angelic choir. It's an order of angels. She's also been known as Iophiel, Sophiel, Jophiel, Zophiel, Iophiel, and Jophiel. There's all kinds of names that this archangel's known by. So when we talk a little bit about the history in our religious texts here on earth with humans and how this archangel comes into play in that way. The Zohar, which is a sacred Kabbalah text, states that Jophiel is a great leader in heaven who directs 53 legions of angels. She, along with Zadkiel, helped Archangel Michael battle evil in the spiritual realm. Jewish tradition and the Bible credit Jophiel as being the angel who cast Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden and who now guards the tree of life with a flaming sword. Jewish tradition says that it is Jophiel who supervises the reading of the Torah on Sabbath days. Also, in a 5th century text, Jophiel is listed as one of the 7 archangels. And that particular earlier work influenced Thomas Aquinas in his writings about angels. Jophiel is the patron angel of artists and intellectuals. And this is due to how she brings beautiful thoughts to human minds. She's also considered to be the patron angel of people seeking more joy and laughter in their lives. We could all use more of that of late. She has been associated with feng shui and often responds when asked to help balance the energy of your home or create a more visually pleasing home environment. You might think that those are shallow things, but if your home environment reflects a lot of how you are going to feel, you spent a good amount of time there, so you want it to feel comfortable, you want it to be pleasing to your eye, and that does help your energy, your frequency. She has a distinctly feminine presence, though in writing, she's equally described as he, as she. So, whatever energy she feels like to you, go with that. Her personality is gently uplifting, joyful, and inspiring. Her energy color is yellow, and I actually do see her as a yellow, beautiful yellow light. She's usually depicted in art holding a light, and that is representative of her work illuminating souls with beautiful thoughts. Jophiel is most commonly shown in female form. Her ruling planet is Mercury, and she's associated with the zodiac sign Libra and the 3rd chakra, which is the solar plexus. Jophiel says, this is just a message she passed on for you through me. I seek to help you gain clarity on what you really love so you can move in the right direction for you. Let me put you in alignment with your authentic soul path. There is no need for you to worry. Your life purpose will be something that you are passionate about. When you are ready to find it, request my assistance. It's kind of like when I'm doing readings with clients, I always tell them, whether it's psychic or angelic, don't ask a question if you don't want the answer, you don't think you're ready for it. Same is true. Don't ask for the assistance of an archangel until you're ready for it, because they're going to expect you to take action, and that would be not only the polite, but the correct thing to do. Jophiel will help you get in touch with what you really love and what is in alignment with your authentic soul path. so many people come to me asking, what is my life purpose? And I always tell them, like, the angels aren't going to tell me. They wouldn't even tell me for me. I had to figure it out myself. And their feeling about that is that you need to figure it out for yourself, because the journey of discovery is where you meet the people, gain the wisdom and the knowledge, the experience that makes you successful in your life purpose once you discover it. So you just have to trust you're being led clue by clue, one step further on the path to figuring out what it is. But when you're ready, you can ask Archangel Jophiel for help with that. Ultimately, your life purpose is something you love, that is fulfilling, exciting to you, and rewarding. Jophiel will assist you to gain clarity on what you really love so you can begin progressing in the right direction for you. There's really, people say, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing now? And I think Jophiel would say the same thing. What you're doing right now is what you're supposed to be doing. And it may seem like you took a little segue away from your path, but perhaps that segue is also meant to be. So here's a few things that is good to call on Archangel Jophiel for. When you have low self-esteem, overcoming addiction of any kind and unhealthy thought patterns, clarity of mind, reducing clutter and beautifying your home, keeping your frequency high. So every one of us could sure use some Archangel Jophiel assistance right now, keeping our frequency high. It's more important than ever. Before you do any kind of invocations to request Archangel Jophiel's assistance, there are a few things you can do to make it more powerful. One is burning a yellow candle. Remember that she is associated with the color yellow. You can hold a piece of citrine or yellow fluorite, both of which are yellow stones. It magnifies the presence of this archangel. And I'm a big believer in diffusers. I love to use them. I have them in the office. I have them in my home. And depending on what I'm trying to accomplish, I will put particular oils in there. And so when you want to get the help of Archangel Jophiel, some oils to consider would be basil, cinnamon, geranium, lavender, orange, rosemary, or vanilla essential oil. And again, do not try to put all of those oils in at once. So pick up to 3 that are a blend that you like and put it in there. And I like to start it about 10 minutes before I start doing any kind of work, whether it's my angelic work or whatever I'm doing, just because it permeates your immediate surrounding better, and leave it diffusing through your invocation. So here's a general invocation that you can use to call in the presence of Archangel Jophiel. Jophiel, I ask you to enter this space and help me to overcome any negative thought processes that are holding me back. Give me clarity of thought and perception. Inspire me to eliminate the things I no longer need, allowing me to have an organized, serene mind and home. Lastly, I request that you assist me in reaching the highest frequency possible for me now and keeping that frequency high as I move forward in life. I thank you for honoring me with your presence and divine assistance, Jophiel. And so that's one that encompasses everything that she oversees. And as always, you change that to fit what feels right for you and what's important in your life. I've written 4 invocations that are, again, just calling in an archangel for assistance. These are all specific to Archangel Jophiel and to the areas that she oversees. The first one is helping you see the beauty in yourself and others. I like this one. I feel like something really important in our world right now is to come to a place with your frequency where you feel unconditional love. You feel it for those in your life, and you feel it for all mankind. That's a very high frequency, and it's really important to gain true lasting peace and harmony in our planet. So even to find peace and harmony within yourself, let's always start there. So for that purpose, Archangel Jophiel, I ask that you assist me as I strive to see the beauty in myself. Help me to be gentle with my view of myself and to see myself as my loved ones and friends do. Let me forgive imperfections and focus instead on all the aspects of beauty that exist within me. Help me to focus on my loving heart, my giving nature, my easy laugh, my sense of joy, my kindness, and the parts of my body which are still serving me well. Let me release unkind targeting on parts of myself I realize need work or that which I cannot change. Let me release old hurts, grudges, slights, abuse, and negative feelings so I may become a vessel of light. Help me to accept all parts of myself, be willing to change what I can, and let go of that which I cannot change. Archangel Jophiel, I thank you for your presence and for helping me to see the beauty in myself. This one is for helping you see the beauty in others. Oh, that can be tough because, for me, I don't know if it's a good habit or bad habit. It sounds good, but it's not always that I tend to see the good things in people and I don't want to see the bad things. That's gotten me into trouble. So I'm trying really hard to take a good, hard, long look at people and not just go with what my heart wants to tell me, but to be more discerning. But it's good to be able to see the good parts in others if you struggle with that, if you feel like that's something you've had called to your attention that you are not doing, this would be a good invocation for you. Archangel Jophiel, please assist me to see the beauty in others. Help me to view them through the eyes of love. Aid me as I strive to focus on their positive aspects and realize that the things I find difficult about them are a mirror to myself about my own flaws. Let me recognize this and focus on bettering myself. I ask you to guide me in allowing people to make their own decisions and live their lives as they choose. Help me easily allow them to be imperfect and let them learn their lessons in their own way. Let me love unconditionally and remain fixed on the facets of each person that make them an individual. Let me not expect them to be like me. Please give me any insights which will give me better perspective and help me truly understand them. Help me to avoid giving advice unless it is requested. Archangel Jophiel, thank you for your presence and your loving guidance in seeing the beauty in others. I'm smiling because I think something that I felt for a long time, I remember thinking this as a young teen, was what a boring world this would be if we were all alike. I love the differences in people. I love quirk. Give me a quirky person. Give me somebody who's different, somebody who's not afraid to, just be themselves. And my dad's always said, you just march to your own drummer. I guess I'm one of them. I'm part of that tribe. I've always been like that, and I don't see it changing. But don't be afraid to just be yourself. Yourself is beautiful. Here's another one that is an invocation for resolving misunderstandings. Boy, don't those absolutely abound in our world, in our personal lives, and in the world as a whole. I think you can use this for misunderstandings for big worldwide events too. Archangel Jophiel, please come to me as I strive to resolve misunderstandings. I need your assistance to unravel the situation that has come to pass. Things are at a stalemate, and I sincerely desire to heal this discordance. Help me to see my part in this schism and let me know what I need to do to begin the healing. I acknowledge that mistakes were made on both sides and am ready to let go of blame so that all energy may be focused on a solution. This misconception was unintentional, and I understand that such situations are to be expected between humans. We are imperfect beings, and reparations need to be made. Please give me the information and words I need so that I may begin the process of healing this confounding issue. Help me to release ego and stubbornness so that the path of reconciliation is clear. Give me patience, understanding, and an open mind. Please stop me from judging or doubting. Archangel Jophiel, thank you for your presence and your steady guidance in resolving this misunderstanding. I'm going to share with you that I actually rewrote this a bit for myself to say on a daily basis, simply for this political situation in our country right now, where everything's at a stalemate and no one's working together. And I direct specific energy to that because it's such a problem. So if that frustrates you as well, there's a little tidbit for you. You can give it a try. And the last one is an invocation for clearing out spaces and making them anew. I love decluttering. I know part of it's I'm a Virgo and part of it is I have OCD. So, it's bound to happen. But I do feel like every time I take a load of things to a donation center, like I'm happy to give it to them. And I'm happy, like I feel that energetic release and my house feels lighter and I feel lighter. And so I'm constantly going through closets and drawers and things going, I don't need this. I don't need this. I know someone who could use this, or I'm going to sell this, whatever it is, just getting rid of things that are just taking up space, cluttered energy in your home or cluttered places. Archangel Jophiel, be with me now as I approach the task of clearing out spaces or making them anew. I am ready to eliminate the belongings which no longer serve me. It is my desire to reduce clutter, diminish distractions, and have my surroundings be a tranquil space. Please help me to separate sentimental attachment to items. Make it easy for me to give things away, donate, or sell that which has become merely stuff. Please give me your divine inspiration as to how I can make my space comfortable, workable, and reflective of who I am now. Help me let go of old ideas and expectations of what a home or office needs to look like. Inspire me to be creative and show my individualism. I ask that you assist me in paying closer attention to the energy of items, colors, and arrangements so that I will more fully enjoy my new space. Archangel Jophiel, thank you for your presence and your inspiration as I clear out spaces and make them anew. Boy, this is relevant for me right now. I've been shuffling things, getting rid of things, selling furniture, giving it away, getting ready to create a real home office. And so that's been going on, and it's been good for me because it helps me get rid of more. I'm going to tell you just a little short story here about like what really brought to my mind the importance of having your home and your office surroundings reflect who you are. So I used to have, when I lived in Prescott, I was involved in a big social group, and I used to have gatherings there, parties there for these people a lot. And after maybe the eighth one, a good friend of mine said, Ivory, I'm wondering why your living room is like white and some pastel when you're such a colorful person. And I thought about that and I'm like, I never really thought about it. I just liked those serene colors. And so I thought, we're gonna go out on a limb here. We're looking at getting new furniture anyway. So we got a red, not fire engine red, but a darker red than that, red L-shaped sofa. And I painted a whole wall, a long wall that was like the dining room and living room. This is going to date me, so bear with me, but it was that roll drag technique that makes the wall look like leather. Nobody wants that now, but it looked really good then. I did that in like a gold color, so it looked like old parchment. And, I have to say thank you to Pamela because she's the one who brought this up. But since then, I'm really cognizant of that. And I have a lot more color in my house. And I really am happier. Like when I come home and I see these curtains right here that are kind of boho, I just love them. And my living room's got a lot of color. It's like, it just makes me so happy. So I don't know why I hadn't thought of that, but my office too, like really reflects my personality. Yes, it has angels in it, but it's got some royal blue and it's got, like a kind of a deep rose color. Right now it's got a lot of purple in it. So it just has a lot of color. And I think it's funny that I just never really thought about it. And that might be true for you, which is why I'm bringing it up. So I did mention that Archangel Jophiel is also the feng shui angel, and she helps beautify surroundings and declutter, but also When you're talking about feng shui, though, it's not so much, it can be about decluttering because it's not a cluttered look, but it's very much about the placement of things, where they should be, where they shouldn't be, for serenity, for good luck, for harmony, and all these things. So if you're into feng shui, you're looking into that, I would do a little invocation to Archangel Jophiel to inspire you along the way with that path. So you can just say, help me declutter and beautify. Lead me to place things in exactly the right place for harmony and joy in my home. I also mentioned that Archangel Jophiel is the patron saint of artists, creatives, because she does inspire us with really creative thoughts. So if you are a painter, you draw, you sculpt, you're a singer, you're an actor, anything creative, maybe you're a writer, anything creative, even a podcaster, whatever it is that you do that's creative. Archangel Jophiel is a good person to call upon when you're looking for something to take things to the next level, maybe about the artwork you're going to use, or maybe about your new project, or whatever it is, inspiration for a new book, a new story. She helps you to keep your mind full of creative ideas and bring in more innovative ideas as well. So, and this is also true. I don't want to forget to mention this. It's not just like the arts, but interior design, florists. People that have beauty and the way things look is important in their work. Clothing designers, jewelry designers, makeup artists, all of you you fall under this category. And one thing you can say is divine Archangel Jophiel, please bless me with divine, beautiful, creative, artistic energies so whatever project I create, it comes out beautifully. Bless me to have creative thoughts that bring out the best through whatever it is you do, my singing, my drawing, my writing, or better than it's ever been before, and always thank the Archangel. So a lot of us lately, people even I consider to be some of the strongest people I know, are telling me they've been breaking down, crying since the shooting of the school children in Texas. I get tearful. I shouldn't talk about it on the show because it's going to make me cry. But isn't it making us all cry? There's nothing happy about that. So with that going on and a lot of other tough news, a lot of other very serious, sad things going on, we need to beautify our negative thoughts. We need to lift ourselves. If we wallow in the sadness and we can get into a place of hopelessness and despair, and then we're not helping ourselves and we can't help anybody else. I know I can't do my work helping others with their spiritual journey, with their personal growth, if I'm wallowing in sadness. So I'm going to think about it. I'm going to give myself a little time to think about it and be sad. And then I'm going to uplift myself. So if you're ready for that uplifting, if your mind is filled with negative thoughts, you can't get your mind off of it. Let her bring in some positive vibrations for you. If you're feeling hatred towards someone or a group or whatever, hatred is probably the lowest vibrational emotion you can feel. Try to avoid getting into a place of hate. You can be angry, you can be disgusted, you can be frustrated, but hate, try really hard to lift yourself out of that. Call upon Archangel Jophiel to beautify your thoughts, which can help you forgive. And forgiving is never saying that something was okay. It's freeing you of the emotional burden, and then do something. If, when I'm upset about something, I don't want to just sit around and think sad thoughts and be sad. I want to do whatever I can to change the situation. Turn all of those sad thoughts into action, whatever that may be for you. Another thing about Archangel Jophiel is she brings truth and wisdom. And don't we all need that? There's so much out there. It's just like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to listen to? What's real? What's not? So she cuts through delusions and illusions and brings clarity, wisdom, and truth to the surface. And we need a lot of that, not just in our country, but in the world right now. So whenever you're seeking truth or you feel like you might be under an illusion of any kind, ask Archangel Jophiel to show you clarity and wisdom. Ask her to show you the truth of a situation, of a thought, whatever it may be. It can be in your personal life, it can be in the country, in the world. And then inner beauty. Inner beauty is so important because you can be the most beautiful or handsome person in the world, but if you don't have inner beauty, you have failed as a human being on your journey. So they help beautify, this archangel helps beautify your heart and mind whenever you're feeling low. And you can just say, Archangel Jophiel, you are the angel of beauty. Please beautify my thoughts so that I only have positive thoughts about myself and others. Please beautify my heart and soul so that I only see good in myself, others, surroundings, and situations. Thank you. That doesn't mean living a lie. It doesn't mean ignoring what's happening around you or in the world. You need to be realistic about things. But again, what is a positive aspect that you can focus on? Sometimes there is none in the moment. Sometimes there is never going to be one, but when you can find one, you want to focus on that. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but Archangel Jophiel is also connected with Reiki, which is a Japanese form of energy healing. I am a Reiki master, but I just don't practice that except in emergency situations anymore. But you can connect to Archangel Jophiel through Reiki. So if you know Reiki, you can draw HSZSN and intone its name 3 times. 3 times say connect to Archangel Jophiel as you do it. Put your hand in any Reiki position you're comfortable with and let the energy flow while saying any of the prayers or stating intentions. It's very powerful for bringing that Archangel Jophiel energy into you and helping you with healing yourself and others. There's also some other tools. I mentioned a few of these. I'm going to mention a few others and repeat a few. If you want to have tools to help you work with Archangel Jophiel, perhaps she's very important to you. You feel like she's with you a lot, or you just really connect with her. I have a favorite archangel. You can too. And if you want to work with Archangel Jophiel, the colors are yellow, which I mentioned, and hot pink too. The crystals would be, I mentioned a couple, which is citrine, pink tourmaline, rubellite, ametrine, rose quartz. The scents, these are some different ones: lavender, myrrh, lemongrass, and rose. And if you want to burn a candle, yellow or pink. And then I mentioned the sign of the zodiac that she is attached to is Libra. Not every archangel is attached to a zodiac sign. And it makes sense because there's only 12 zodiac signs. Well, isn't there 13 now? Didn't they add one fairly recently? But there's way more than 13 archangels. So there you go. Some of them have attachments, some don't. How do I know all this stuff? Because the very first book I wrote is an archangel guidebook, which has not been published by the publisher yet. So I pull some information from that when I'm talking about the archangels. I pull it from additional research. I did hundreds of hours of research for that. And I continue to do more to find more and more information. Some of the things is very hard to find. I think the hardest thing to find about an archangel is the correct pronunciation of their name. Of some of them, oh my goodness. Some of them has been like, I bet I spent 200 hours researching 3 pronunciations of just 3 particular archangels. So I like to pass on information to you you might not have heard before, that might be new to you, something that might help you further. There's a lot of you out there. I know some of your favorite episodes are definitely the archangel ones because I see the downloads, and every time I do an archangel episode, it just kind of skyrockets. So, and they continue to be very popular. So I'm so glad. The angels are glad, the archangels are glad that you have such intense interest in knowing about the archangels. And I think also what they're super happy about is that you're really open to hearing about the invocations. And I want to remind you that, yes, I gave you like 4 of them or more in here, but please always reword them to feel comfortable for you. Words that you would say, words that flow off your tongue easily, words that feel like you, and also to refine it and rewrite it to match what's going on in your life, the reason that you want that archangel's help, whether that's Jophiel or any of the others that I've covered or the ones still yet to cover. You never need to say what I say. It's very individual. I believe our whole spiritual journey is individual for each one of us. And all I can do is tell you about mine, tell you about my experiences. I can tell you what's worked for my clients and my students, but ultimately your journey and your experience will be your own. It'll be different, and that's okay. Remember that whole thing about it's a wonderful thing to be an individual, to be unique. I believe that to the depths of my soul, and I will never change that. So you're not going to hurt my feelings by saying it different words. I will be glad that you're doing that. If you have any questions about today's topic or experiences about Archangel Jophiel, you were too shy to share on the show, hey, email me anytime. It's ivoryangelic2@gmail.com, and that's also in the show description. I love hearing your comments. I love hearing your feedback, your suggestions for future shows. I always work them in. Sometimes I've got the lineup set for a while because I get a lot of requests, but I would love to cover a topic you'd like to hear. So you just let me know. Thank you for tuning in today. I so appreciate having you here. I hope that this helps you lift your frequency high and keep it there in these difficult times. I'm doing the same thing on my end and praying that it works for you. Next Sunday, tune in. The topic is self-worth and your angels. So it's about how your angels really can help you build your own self-worth. And I think that's really important right now. I always know, because when I start having the influx of clients and students that are having an issue, it's like a clue by four. Hey, Ivory, you need to talk about this on your podcast. So here it comes, self-worth and your angels. In the meantime, may your angels surround you. May your angels protect you every moment, every day of your life. I'll see you next week.